Right, started the video out with a quick win. Coolant pipe here now is done. Obviously the majority of it was made up anyway. Just a little clamp on there just to hold it. It's not fully tight, but that's fine because that'll allow for engine movement. But the coolant pipe, yeah, as it runs down there, it's all good and done. So that is another thing ticked off the list. Right, okay, so what I think I'm going to do now is start building up all the assembly that sits over the mount, because there's a few things I need to do as I'm putting it together. But as I say, as I come across each one, I'll talk you through what I've done. So yeah, let's get this start going back together. Okay, so first thing I need to change is the main power feed for the starter motor, alternator. It's too long, obviously where it's relocated. It's just going to go into the fuse underneath here. So I'm going to have to cut this terminal off, get a new one on, obviously measure it the right length, get it on there, so I've got it routed down the front. So yeah, that's the first little adjustment I need to make. Yeah, thankfully a nice, quick, easy job. New terminal fitted into the fuse. While I was at it, I just sorted out this wire near to the alternator, so now it's a nice short run between starter motor and alternator before it tucked around the back behind all the mounting of the inlet manifold. But yeah, now it's nice in there, little clip in there just to hold it nice and secure. Yeah, and just a short little wire. So that's all that done as well. Right, so that means next thing I'm going to have to do before I can build all of this up is the main feed that goes to this fuse. So basically I'm going to put a bulkhead fitting up in here, run a main power feed to this. Hopefully nice and straightforward again. I'll just have to figure out where I can put the hole, because I've got a fuse box and things like that behind there on the inside. I got a big I got a fit in. It is massive, so we'll see what we can do with that. But yeah, power from there to there, and then I can start building this area back up completely. So that's the cable in there. Got it through to the terminal. It's a little bit lower than I was going to do it, but it's the only flat spot I got. Thought I had a clear space behind. The cable I will secure into the main wiring loom when I make that up, so it's not just flopping around. Obviously that's not made up yet, so that will wait. So yeah, it's another thing ticked off the list. Right, I'll get back to putting more of this stuff back together now. Right, okay, so all going back together nicely. I did have to make a slight modification to the main power cable. Just had to take about 1.5 inches or something like that off of there, because when I got the boost pipe on, I got the intake temperature sensor. So yeah, just had to move that, but that's no problem. So that's all done. So the breather box is on and fitted with the pipes on, map sensor all plumbed in. I've just secured up some of these cables and hoses with the power steering bottle, things like that, just to secure them in a little bit with clips. So yeah, so that's all going nicely. We're working through the list to get the thing back on the floor. I think the next thing I'm going to tackle are some earth straps, earth points. I'm going to try and get 3 on there. I've got one already bolted to the engine here. It's probably going to go in at location somewhere. I might see if I used to have one on the back on here, but obviously now I've got no chance of getting on it. So let's see if I can find an earth point, maybe there. I don't know, because you can see it. I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to get 3 earth points on there. Yeah, just to try and get this thing earthed a little bit better. So that's a next task. Right, so what I'm going to do with the earth is I'm going to weld in a nut into the chassis leg. Original earth points were along here anyway for the original sort of ECU and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to weld it in here to make sure it's obviously proper contact, things like that. I'm probably not going to leave it as a stud. I've just got that in there to hold the nut in place. And then from there, obviously I can get, this goes to the head, which can go on there. I will get another one which goes from, I will earth it somewhere around the start motor, and that will also go up to there. So that would be this side okay. It'd probably be enough, to be fair, with just those two, because I'm only doing the main engine earthing points. And then if I need to, which I don't think I will, but if I need to, I can run a cable from here through underneath there. There's a little gap through to the back, obviously to the battery, to make a really good earth. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get that welded in, and obviously get it sprayed up and stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Right, so yeah, earth point in. That now earths. I've got 2 cables on there. One goes to the cylinder head of this side. The other one comes down. It's on the gearbox, but it's literally right next to the starter motor. So obviously just make sure that's nice and grounded. So that's yeah, I'm happy with that. And we get to the ugly stepchild. Now this is just a cable I already had from this point, and it just mounts down at the bottom on the engine mounting. I don't know if it's necessary to have that one, because yeah, I haven't got any heat shrink or anything to make it look tidy. I haven't got any eyes big enough for the bolt holes. I'll leave it on there for now, see how it performs. I could change that, nice easy to get to if I need to. Right, so with that wiring done, I can come to the list. It's been on there a while, but I can get rid of that. There we go. So yeah, ticking them off. So what's going to be next? I think what's going to be next is the power steering return. What I need to do is I'm going to need to get the boost pipes back on, air intake, or at least the bottom half on, to know where this is going to route. So yeah, let's get that bolted back on. I can see where I can go, where I can aim at. Right, so I'm just getting this return pipe back on, just to show you. It comes out the back there, runs along the bottom of the chassis. You can see that. And yeah, at the front, it's then going to run up this side, back to the bottle. But what I'm going to need to do is get the front on, because this attaches onto the front panel when it's all bolted in place. So I need to get the front on so I can get this in the right location, obviously to be able to finish that little bit of pipe in there. So yeah, I'll get that on now. Almost looks like a car again. Always gives you a bit of a hope when you start to see it all going back together. Obviously it's got to come off to do the bits, but it's yeah, it's looking promising. So yeah, this power steering pipe is now bolted on. As you can see, it's absolutely battered now. All the paint's come off, or it's been just hanging and flapping around. It'll tuck in underneath here. It comes up through the gap. You should be able to see. There's the pipe down the bottom there. I've cut this hose to size. I'm going to use mounting points here. I'm going to clip it up there, and I've already got a clip or a screw or thread there for another P clip there. Just tie that back onto that pipe, and job's a good one. So yeah, I'm not going to do that with it all in situ. It's just to get the length of that pipe cut. So that's all done. So I'm going to take the front back off now, get that pipe attached, get the clips on it. Pipe's really stiff, so a cup of hot water, a bit of grease on the pipe, just let that settle now, and hopefully I'm going to push it on. Don't forget the Jubilee clip if you're going to do it, because otherwise it ain't going to come apart easily. I've done that too many times to remember. So yeah, just wait for this to heat up a little bit now. Well, that's annoying. Going through all the fittings or clips that I've got for this pipe, and I've either got them way too big or too small. So what I'm going to do is cut them down. You remove the plastic bit, wrap the metal around the pipe, chop it off, drill a new hole. Nice and simple. And then just cut the plastic down to the size. So yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll make up 2 new clips. Okay, bent and marked out. New hole drilled. And cut to length. Quick file on the edge just to take any sharp edge. And there we go. So yeah, just got to do that and up for another mount or another one, and I can get this power steering pipe finished. And there we go, power steering pipe. So bottom reservoir, it's the return pipe out, clipped in on the top there. That's down the side, put a clip in there. And obviously, this is a little bit loose, but I still need to obviously bolt the front on, and then I might need to tweak the pipe just to bend it back a little bit. So there's a little bit of movement in there, but that's no problem. I'll just put a bigger washer on there. So yeah, happy with the last couple of days work. It's all been moving in a forward direction, and I am crossing more stuff off the list. So yeah, we're slowly getting there. Yeah, so I'll leave it there. Join me next time and see what little bits I go and do then. Cheers for watching. See ya.